Hi there everybody, it's Verity here from inkandbutterfly.com. Thank you so much for joining me again today for another card making video. Today is our project blog hop that we do each month. So that's a group of 4 of us, and we share projects every Thursday, but once a month we do a themed blog hop, and this time around we are doing Sale-a-bration items, and that's going to be the focus of everyone's projects. So the Sale-a-bration promotion runs until the end of February, so plenty of time to get some products. There's a little mini catalogue that you can find online. There's a little link to the blog, and there'll be links to the catalogues that you can view digitally on there too. But yeah, so basically up until the end of Feb, if you make a qualifying order, you will get you can select a free item. So you need a £55 purchase to qualify to receive some of the other bits and pieces. So we've got card kits, we've got designer series paper, we've got stamp sets, embossing folders, okay, some ribbon, gems, and some of it also coordinates with things in the mini catalogue as well. And then if you spend £110, you can actually get this nice stamp set and coordinating dies as a bundle. And then there's this Corner in Bloom stamp set as well, that's £110 purchase as well. Okay, there's also joining offer, so you can get some an exclusive set and some markers if you wish. All the details will be in the little brochure that you can view online. Okay, so like I say, do pop along to my blog. You can see some more pictures of the projects that I'm making today, and obviously there will be links to everybody else who's joining in on the hop today. So unusually for me, I'm going to be using designer series paper today. This is called Toadstool Gardens. There is a coordinating stamp set in the mini catalogue with a builder punch, but it's not really my jam. A lot of people really love this, but I do not. The toadstool thing, okay, but the pattern paper, it's 6x6. It's got some cute colours in it, and if you don't like the toadstools, there's an alternative side. So with all the designer series papers that Stampin' Up produce, they are double-sided, apart from the specialty ones like with foil or stuff on it, but all the printed papers are double-sided. So yeah, don't like that side, but actually that side's great, like that. And then we've got this sort of spotty dotty thing and some swirls, which are cute. And again, not so much of a fan on this one, but the other side's blush, like that. Stripes, they're okay, they're generic, they're quite bright colours. And then we've got some spots on the back. More mushrooms, not my bag, but I like the fresh freesia. And then again, this one not so much, but the other side's really nice too. Okay, so sometimes well, every sheet of that I can use in one way or another, because I prefer one side or another. Okay, so don't always dismiss them straight away. And as I say, 6x6, it's a little easier to use for me because I'm a card maker, and also my daughter really liked it, so we've split the pack. She's got half of it, I've got the other half, and she's doing her thing with her half. And it was free. That was free. This ribbon was also free. This is a lovely what's this called, seam binding ribbon, okay, with a crinkle effect in fresh freesia, which is cute. Got these lovely gems. These are a sort of similar to the neutrals sequins that I use quite a lot, but obviously we've got them in these, they're called purple adhesive back sequins, but we've got sort of a white, and these ones are quite pink as well, so they're really cute. And then I'm just going to bring in the Simply Said stamp set. This set I just reach for all the time. If I need a sentiment, I'm reaching for this one. I like it a lot. I'm going with Let's Celebrate this time because I haven't used it. Okay, so as you can see, I'm using strips of that paper, less than half a sheet of each of these papers. So I've still got this from this half and another half sheet to use. So I haven't used a lot of paper at all. So you can easily make, you could probably make 4 in the same design quite easily with those 2 sheets of paper. So the one with the swirly on and the stripy one. Okay, so now I decided to go this way with those stripes rather than that way with that one, just to contrast it. Simple sentiment and the gems. Okay, so all that free product is doing loads of work. Okay, so the only thing I've purchased is the accompanying cardstock ink. Okay, and the stamp set. Cool. Right, so we're going to switch it up and we're going to use a different set of the papers. Okay, there's a little scrap there to sentiment, and then we're going to use these 2, which are way more up my alley. The green is Granny Apple Green, so I've got a little piece of that and a white card base. So we'll stamp in the Granny Apple as well. Okay, so these pieces of paper, because it's 6 by 6, I just lopped it in half. So my mini card layers are 3 by whatever it is, 4 3/4. So these would layer up on a card front really nice as well. So you could make it really simple and just have one colour, matte and layer it and do that. But I just, I thought we'll do something a little bit more sophisticated with it by cutting it up into strips as well. A little bit more to it. So this piece of Granny Apple green is 3 1/8 wide, so that it's gonna be just wide enough to layer these pieces on, and I've cut it down to just over 4 1/4, which is approximately what that will be, but we can trim it down depending on how well we stick things down and how well the spacing goes. We'll get to that in a second. Rightio, so I'm going to bring in the trimmer. This isn't going to take long, so I figured I'd just do it on screen for you. Okay, so I think it might be easier to see with this piece of paper. Love the trimmer. Absolutely great piece of kit this is. We've got measurements on this side and that side of the cutting groove. Hopefully you can see that well enough. I'll just take you in just a little bit just for this. Okay, so for short pieces I find it easier, I think, particularly because I'm left-handed, and well, actually because of the way I use the trimmer, I'll probably use it the same way anybody else would actually. Yes, because I will cut with the right hand. It's easier to hold your paper against this nice long butt end and line it up with this marker rather than trying to sort of fiddle about with loose bits of paper on this side. Do you see what I mean? So that's much more stable and you're more likely to get it straight if you slide it across this way. Okay, hope that makes sense. So you can get up to 1.5 inches on that side if you're looking to cut smaller pieces of paper or cardstock. Okay, so these are going to be 3/4 inch. The way we're sticking them down, I don't think it matters if they're sequential or not. For some designs you might want to keep things lined up in the order that you cut them, but I don't think it's going to matter for this one. But the one thing with this paper is it is most definitely directional, so just be mindful when you cut it that you end up with your strips having things in the right orientation, basically. So we're going to do 3 of the green and 2 of the this lovely grey colour. I might have to just check what colour that is. So you could easily invert this and do 3 of the grey and 2 of the green, completely mix it up, use 5 different papers, really kind of, play around with the layout to make what you want. Okay, and of course it applies to any paper that you've got. Okay, so we'll bring in our Granny Apple green layer, and like I say, we just need to pop those on there, making sure these leaves go the right way. Okay, and then we should have enough at the end there. Yeah, so I've cut that quite nicely. So I think what we'll do is we'll do the trick where we kind of work in from the end, and then we'll kind of adjust as we go. That's often a nice way to do it. So we'll flip those over. Okay. I find it easier to work sort of sideways when I'm doing something like this. I'm just going to put a line of seal across the back of these. So again, you know, from a placement point of view, once these are down, these are going to be down, right? So if you want more wriggle room, then, you know, use your multi-purpose glue, your liquid glue, which will give you a bit more breathing space on there. Okay, so we're going to line up this one at this end, and we're going to line this one up at this end, just making sure that that's the same way around. Okay, and then we'll do these ones. Probably doesn't matter about these ones so much, so just space that out where you want it. And we've got, because we've got a strip of ribbon that's going to go across, anything that looks a little wonky we can probably cover up. Trick of the trade, that is. If it goes a bit wrong, cover it up. Okay, and then this one, so yeah, so that gap, it's a little bigger than it should be. So let's make this gap look right, and we'll put our ribbon up there. Yep, makes sense. No one will ever know, except all you guys that are watching. Okay, there we go. So that's going to go this way, and then that slightly wonky bit that isn't quite as evenly spaced, you won't see anyway. Okay, so ribbon. Where did I put it? There it is. There it is. So we shall cut a strip of this to wrap round, and a strip to tie the knots, or bow actually. Should we do a bow? Might need something longer than that though. Let's cut a longer piece. You get absolutely tons on these rolls, so it's a full roll. It's not mini in any way, shape or form, so you've got plenty to play with. Plenty. Okay, just going to use sticky tape to attach that to the back and secure it in place. So we'll get that lined up there. Nice and secure. And across there. So purple and green are really nice. Purple, pink and green go really nicely together. There we go. And then we can slide that under there and do our ribbon. So again, it's going to be probably loads of extra on here, but I'm not going to worry about it. It's so you get absolutely tons of it. And you know, every time you know, when you place an order, you can qualify for some more. And watch this space next week as well, because there's going to be a Sale-a-bration surprise, I think, next week. So there we go. That looks nice. And we just need to trim the ends of that. So I just did a knot on the other one and actually cut into it and made it sort of a double strand. So just cut it just to make it look a little frillier. Okay, so this is just going to go on flat because we're going to use dimensionals for the sentiment, and we're just using a plain white card base. Make sure it's the right up. Get that right, as long as it's level left and right. I don't mind too much if it's slightly up or down. So that's about right there. And then on this little strip of paper we can just stamp our sentiment. So again, I'm just going to use the coordinating colour from the cardstock layering. Okay, so we're just going to use this Let's Celebrate. So nice and easy to position on this little strip of paper. I haven't measured it. I'm going to guess it's about 1/2 inch. But you'll have lots of little strips and scraps in your stash, I am sure, because we all do. I'm thinking there might be a video soon using some of these scraps, actually, because I've got loads of them. So every time I cut down my card bases or make my card layers, I end up with those. So just cutting a flag in there, but I'm not cutting off that end yet because I want to be sure that we've got that I don't cut it too short, basically. So we're going to cut it once it's on the card. So I'm just going to pop 3 dimensionals on here, which is probably going to be plenty to secure it across the top of this. But because we're going over the top of that ribbon, I am going to use some wet glue as well, which will sort of soak through the ribbon and help it stick. Otherwise that will just sit on top and not be so secure. So, and especially with this thinner seam binding style ribbon, it's that glue will soak through really nicely. So that's going to be secure enough with those 3 dimensionals. Could probably sneak another one underneath there actually, which I might actually do. If I take both the backings off, sometimes a pokey tool's easier. So let's, because I need that anyway. So you can kind of, oops, not get it stuck there, but you can sort of sneak it underneath if you need to. Now that we know where that's going to be, we can snip that off, level with the edge of the card. Okay, so it gives this a very different look. And then it's, what do I use for these? I think I'm going to go with the ones that look more like the freesia, to bring in the freesia from the ribbon, and it's a much more muted sort of look to this one, which is nice, isn't it? I like it. Right up my alley this is. So there we go. Smattering of little sequins. Odd numbers is always good, remember, so 3s and 5s is generally what I use, and if we've got multiple sizes it's nice to sort of mix the sizes up as well, gives it a little bit more interest. So yeah, there we go. Isn't that, I like that, that's cute. It's cute. Like I say, it's not normal, not my usual thing to use designer series paper, but yeah, it's cool. I like this too, but I really like that one. You know, colour is very personal, isn't it? So I'd be interested to know which one you prefer. Okay, I think my usual watch ladies are going to be torn, but I know I've got some purple fans, so I don't know whether that's too pinky for the purple fans, but there you go. Okay, that's it from me. Don't forget, this is supporting a blog hop. Do hop along to the link in the description, and from there you can go and see everybody else's project too. I'm sure everyone will be doing very different things, and it's just great to be able to earn this extra product alongside your orders during January and February. Well, it is February now, isn't it? Till the end of February. Okay. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you're keeping well. Do stay safe, and I will see you again soon. Bye bye.